5:02. We were 2 minutes late to the bus terminal, and we were told we have to wait till 7 a.m. This is a story about a foreigner going deep in the province in the Philippines for a wedding. Hey there, thanks for checking out this video. I'm an American, and I've lived in Cebu City for the last year. Recently, I was invited to go to a neighboring island, the island of Negros, for a wedding in the province. Now, I always knew that this area was very mountainous. My friends even say they grew up in the mountains, but I didn't quite know how extreme it was going to be. I've spent 6 of the last 11 years living in the Philippines, from Puerto Princesa to Siargao, from Pagudpud down to Davao City. This is by far the deepest I've been in the province, and I felt like I needed to share that with you. Now, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't have experience recording myself, storytelling, or video editing. Most of these photos and videos are in portrait mode, so I apologize, but it is what it is. I want you to see it. So traveling in the Philippines usually means waking up really early to get out of the city before traffic starts. There were 3 of us going. One of us didn't even sleep. The other 2 of us woke up at 3:30. The bus was scheduled to leave at 5 going to San Carlos and Negros Occidental. We got there at 5:02. We were told we had to wait till 7. 7 came, the bus arrived, and then we learned that it didn't depart until 9. So those 2 minutes cost us 4 hours. So after a couple hours of sleeping on the bus, we got to a pit stop. They were serving a bunch of local foods there. We ended up getting the native chicken tinola. Tinola is just like a light broth, usually with some vegetables and either fish or chicken. Actually, I've only ever heard of it with chicken. And then native chicken just refers to, actually, I don't even know the difference, but they're not commercial. They're not the huge chickens. They're just kind of smaller, and I think they taste better. Shortly after the pit stop, we arrived at the port in Toledo City. Now, in Philippines, when you arrive at a port or anywhere that buses tend to idle, vendors will come and board the bus and try to sell local snacks. So whenever I see a snack I haven't seen before, I tend to buy it just because I'm curious and I want to try it. There was a woman that boarded selling something called chocolate marron. Now, this is just a glutinous rice that's pounded into a paste and mixed with some mild chocolate. I bought a pile of them, or a bundle, I should say, wrapped in banana leaves for about 100 pesos, which I believe is right around $1.75. They were pretty tasty. I had one and then I saved the rest for later. The ferry took about 2.5 hours. I didn't really take any video. We were pretty much dead and just slept the entire time, but I did get this little clip and photo. I thought they were pretty nice. This next clip shows the bus approaching the end of any comforts that I'm used to. From this point on, it got deep fast.
Yeah, atonahan. Wala ko ato katiya. Anang babaw ya dira. Ya dirira.
I'm going to let these next few videos speak for themselves. Watch as we transition from a concrete road to a dirt road to a clay road and eventually down to a motorcycle path that we had to walk from.
Native chicken. Rice jacks. Yun.
This motorcycle ride took about 20 minutes until we got to a point where the truck that was following us couldn't go any further. The ruts were just too deep in the clay. So we hopped off, and from that point on, we walked. We walked for about a half hour. You'll notice at one point the bike that was carrying our luggage got stuck, it tipped over, and from that point on, we had to carry everything. Along the way, you'll see these houses. These are bahay kubos. And bahay kubos are just traditional stilt houses in the Philippines, often made from bamboo or grass, whatever's around that's easiest to make. And it's just a really simple, clean way of living out in the countryside. It makes a lot of sense. The inside of the bahay kubo, at least from the two that I saw, were a pretty simple layout. You walk inside, and the main entrance is dirt floor, and then in the corner there's a wood-fired kitchen area. And then there's a couple steps, wooden steps, leading up to an elevated loft type of a room with a bamboo flooring. And I believe that's the main room. That's as far as I explored the houses. Maybe they're more complex, but that's the basic idea. I didn't take any pictures or video. It just didn't seem right.
The province is like buffalo now.
Yeah, I think this takes it. This is the most province I've been in. So we just walked up this hill, took a bike ride. Hey!
Welcome to my town.
So I don't know what's up over this hill, but I'll find out. Oh, more hill. There's the muddy road. We had to stop. It was too chewed up. I think the bus dropped us off somewhere back there.
Where are we going? Ala, natumba? Ala, marag need na ginadalaw ng bag, madam. Oy, may bag! Ako na nato, alay tabi.
Where am I? What the heck?
So at about 4:45, we finally arrived at the pre-wedding party. There were some things immediately apparent to me that made me realize that I was in the country. Number one, the guys were in really good shape and carried giant knives strapped to their waist. Number two, there were little kids running around everywhere. And a third thing I noticed was English was probably not going to get me very far here. I was in for an experience. The first thing we did when we got there was set up our tent. It turned into a pretty comedic event. We forgot the padding, we didn't have a waterproof tent, there was no sleeping bags, no sheets, no pillows, and the tent was only 5 foot by 5 foot. I'm almost 6 feet tall, and there's 3 of us going to stay in this tent. So it was a little bit tight. And then to top it all off, that's when we realized that we didn't buy water. There's no water for sale up here. We got to go all the way back down to find it. Once we were settled in, the cooking began. Now the family had purchased several pigs for the occasion. I'm pretty sure all the dishes were made of pork. They had a cooking area carved out where they would use these gigantic pots and cauldrons to cook just various dishes in. One thing that was kind of concerning to me was there's no running water up here. It's spring water. I'm not exactly sure what the source was, but I know it's not purified. And as a foreigner, drinking non-purified water in the Philippines is a great way to get sick. So I stuck with the pork adobo that we cooked, and it was delicious. So as a side note, I did take photos and videos of the food preparation. However, I'm not going to include them in this because of the graphic nature. If people ask for it, I might set it up and host it on a separate site for download. So at this point, I need to take just a moment to explain Filipino drinking culture a little bit. You don't generally have a drink by yourself. Especially at a social gathering like this, you're going to have a source of liquor or a strong drink, and then one cup that gets passed around. So in our case, we had kulafu, Chinese wine, and we had tanduay rum. So while the language barrier is obvious, when there's no alcohol involved. Once you start putting Tanduay into the mix, it's almost like I understand Bisaya. After joining a couple different drinking circles, I got brave. I knew I had seen dinuguan, which is pork blood stew, I guess. So I asked for it and they brought it out. It wasn't hot anymore, but it was good and it was fun and I didn't get sick. So as the night continued, people got out on the dance floor. You unfortunately won't see me out there, but here's a small sample. 5 a.m. came early. We had to be at the chapel by 7, and we had a long walk to go. It had rained overnight, so we were sleeping basically in water overnight, and everything was dirty. The walk down to the main road was just comedic. I will let the video do the talking for itself.
Use your flashlight there soon.
Yeah, so I'm walking in. That's what I'm wearing. Sandals, chinelas. It's 5 a.m. We were drinking and partying all night. And how long do we have to walk?
More than 30 minutes.
Yeah, a little more than 30 minutes at this pace. Oh shit. There's a tree. It's cool. Okay. Yeah, my light keeps turning off. Oh, yep, that was a deep one. I'm barefoot. My light kept turning off. Oh yeah, running and sprinting. I'm cool, demure and mindful and cutesy.
Yes, we're mindful.
Oh, okay. Dang, dang. Okay. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Okay. Oh, no. That's so deep. Oh. I'm not cutting my feet.
Madam, ka nakalisod ah.
There it is, Mount Everest in all its beauty. And that's the moon. I call him Mr. Moon. Oh man, I'm gonna break these slippers. More have joined the party. They're waiting for us. Ah, yeah, it's not my own. Okay. A lot better now. That hill sucked.
So a half hour later, we managed to get to the paved portion, and we found a truck that was willing to give us a ride to the main road. Once we got there, there was another Baha'i kubo waiting for us where the wedding party was getting changed and prepared for the wedding. There were some giant buckets of water outside with a tabo. It's just like a plastic scoop. They call it a tabo bath. So we took a tabo bath to clean ourselves off from all the mud, got changed into our clothes, and headed to the church. While waiting for everyone else to get changed, I took a quick trip to the CR, the bathroom, and I had to take a little video.
I got a video. Okay, that works.
So there were some funny stories that happened after the wedding, but it's really, looking back, it's all about me complaining. So I'm going to skip that part. If I try to make a YouTube video in the future, I will try to remember to record some stuff that's not in portrait mode so it looks a little bit better. And last but not least, if you're Filipino and I explain something wrong, please correct me in the comments. You're the expert here. I'm just a guest living in your country trying to explain my experiences as best as I can. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.